Greetings, everyone. Reverend Janae here. It's a time of year where we at St. Michael's are asking our parishioners to make their financial pledges for the next year to uphold the ministry and mission that we have together as a church. Our financial giving is just one part of our overall stewardship. One of my favorite definitions of stewardship is this: stewardship is everything I do with everything I have once I say I believe. You're going to hear from three sets of our parishioners, the Ondrish Family, Brad Showalter, and Tom Ager, who will share with you some of what St. Michael's means to them and how our work together can further the work that God has given us to celebrate God's beauty, to love God's people, and to serve God's world. God bless.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Ondrish.
And I'm Megan Ondrish.
And these are our sons, Owen and Leo. And we are proud parishioners of St. Michael's Episcopal Church in Bonaire. We have been for the past 7 years. We were looking for a new church about 7 years ago, my wife and I, and we wanted to find a place that felt like home, felt like family and community. And I know that we found that in St. Michael's. I happen to be a member of the vestry at St. Michael's, but you don't have to be a member of the vestry in order to feel involved. Whether or not you're making sandwiches for the homeless in Dundas Hatcher Hall, or you're down on the street on the east side of Richmond worshiping with the Gathering Place.
Bringing Eucharist to our at-home parishioners.
Exactly. Caroling at Christmas at a local retirement home. There's any number of things you can do to get involved at St. Michael's, and that is exactly why, like I said, it feels like community, it feels like home, and that's due in large part to the leadership, Janae and Reverend Janae and the deacon Becky. So we are so fortunate to be a part of it. I know I feel like more like a Christian and feel more involved from being a part of St. Michael's. And also we had to add that, during tough times for our family.
And good times.
Good
and tough.
Good times and bad times. The church has been there for us. Janae herself has been there for us, Becky, and all the parishioners, and we will never forget that. It's a wonderful place, and that's why I ask all of you out there listening to support St. Michael's any way you can, whether or not it's financially. If not financially, maybe through time or through expertise or all of the above. If nothing else, just through prayers. So support St. Michael's any way you can, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Take care.
Hello everyone, I'm Brad Showalter. I'm the vestry member in charge of buildings and grounds here at St. Michael's. As our stewardship campaign gets into full swing, our rector, Janae, asked us to share a few words and video clips around the grounds of St. Michael's. The purpose is both to inform and, more importantly, to request that you, the congregation, give consideration of how you may be an active contributor in support of St. Michael's. Our first area of focus today is specific to the parking area just outside of the church. Chesterfield County approached the church in the spring of 2020 concerning right-of-way negotiations to build a sidewalk from Bonaire Community Center across Quaker Lane, up Rockaway Road, and down McCrae Road on St. Michael's side. The exit will be down towards Forest Hill Avenue. As a result of these negotiations, there are parking implications that are likely to come about. VDOT has effectively said that in order to go and pave this area, they would require that we go and have 10 spots eliminated, and only parallel parking would then be available to the church. In a similar fashion, all of the parking that we currently have down along the church and outside of the Memorial Garden all the way to Riverside would be eliminated. This causes some concern here for the church because it's effectively the elimination of a total of 20 parking spots, which represents approximately 25% of our parking here on the same level as the church. As we all know, the easiest means of access to our church's front door is on the same level. We're currently working with VDOT with a proposal to at least retain perpendicular parking to the front of the church in the paved area, citing various risk concerns that we believe warrant our continued use of being able to park perpendicularly or potentially at an angle. As a result of this, there may be some landscaping changes also, potentially the removal of bushes alongside the parking to be able to enable the sidewalks to come and put into play. The county will look to reimburse us for that. However, there is the potential that we may look to eliminate some of this landscaping as a means of reducing the amount of work that our congregational body needs to do on a yearly basis in the trimming and mulching of these areas. With aging facilities, the opportunity for improvement and maintenance projects abound. One of the key areas, chiefly out of safety concerns, that we're looking into is the replacement of the sidewalk in the front of the church. We're looking at things such as potentially having stamped concrete as we focus on solutions with minimal required upkeep as a key tenet to how we decide on which projects are important. Furthermore, we're considering enclosure of the walkway between the church and the parish house. As a part of this, once enclosed, we would also look to essentially have a better working elevator to facilitate much easier transition between the parish house and the church. In a similar fashion, when we look to undertake the sidewalk area, you'll notice that we've got drainage issues effectively causing some issues here with respect to our sidewalks areas where we would need to go and replace those and rebuild how we go and handle drainage in this area. Other items to consider are our railings between the sidewalks down to the transition areas, as well as down to the parking lot for Quaker Lane. Over the years, salt chemicals from over the winter has begun to eat at the base of these, and effectively we need to go and, for safety reasons, replace these. Furthermore, we do have windows within the back of the parish house, specific to our fellowship hall, that are in desperate need of replacement. And lastly, considerations for the painting of soffits and window trim throughout the property. Another area of significant concern is the creation of an annual maintenance fund. During the stewardship campaign, you often hear the phrase time, talents, and treasures as means for the congregational body to be involved. 2020 has made that an unplanned for challenge for all of us at home, at church, and within our communities. As we prepare for 2021 and hopefully a return for normalcy, I encourage each of you to prayerfully consider how you may be able to assist in the ongoing care and beautification of St. Michael's, contributing as an individual, as a family, as a group of friends. I've participated in each of these forms, and the feeling of simply giving and feeling closer to God is an ever-present reward. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Hello, friends. Thanks for a few seconds of your time. I'm coming to you not as a member of the vestry, but really as a parishioner, just like you. It was around 1983-84 when I first visited St. Michael's. I grew up a Presbyterian. I'd been to one Episcopal service in North Carolina in the late 70s. But in 1984, I wasn't churched. Had not been in years. Attended a social event in our old neighborhood on Lakeshore Drive just off Buford Road, and our neighbors were the Shoes. In conversation, they invited us to their church, just up the road at Quaker and McRae. So we did. The parishioners were super welcoming, and so was Reverend Bob Stylberg. Energetic, beaming smile, upbeat. I know many of you never knew Bob, or even Bill Wickham or Greg Hodson. The point I'm trying to make was made better by a former parishioner, Cindy Schmitz, when she and Carl visited. St. Michael's just felt right. It did for me as well. A lot has happened since then. The journey continues. We have new travelers that have joined us along the way here at St. Michael's. New leadership, too. And like any community, like any family, that journey routes through some valleys, which I hope makes you feel the way I do, which is the view from the mountaintops are all that more wonderful and breathtaking. This year sure has been different. 2020 has forced us to consider not just how and when we worship, but how and when we gather. Leadership is having to imagine just how we worship in the immediate and as well as the long-term future. And that doesn't exclude our property and our neighbors as well. But know this, our focus will always be on the mission and the health of our St. Michael's community. You guys, our family. Leadership is working harder than ever, but we need your support. Please, keep our community and family in your prayers. God bless you all, and see you at church.